Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. And you know me, I like to do live without telling anybody. So here we are, me doing live without telling anybody. Okay, so today is June 8th, and I'm wanting to do a full moon video. So this is going to be the full moon in Gemini video, which is June 14th. I don't know what night of the week that is. And also, it depends on where you are. I think it's going to be like at 11 o'clock at night, Greenwich time. So I don't even know what time that is in the United States or anywhere else, to tell you the truth. Okay, so let me give you a quick update as to, oh, I had a visitor and now I don't have a visitor. Okay. Um, so let me give you, hi, Sharon. Um, I'm going to do a little full moon reading. Let me just give everyone an update as to where, and thanks for the like, I appreciate it. I'm at. So I'm going to talk to a friend of mine who's a lawyer today because nothing is going on in the apartment, and I think that there's an opportunity for me to take legal action because got to do what you got to do. Not my favorite thing to do, but so it goes. And I'm still enjoying being here. I'm still having computer problems. I bought a computer. Don't ask. It just goes on and on. I bought one. I returned one. I bought another one that was used. He came and fixed it. It's still not working. So I'm going back on Friday, and I'm going to either get my money back, get this one fixed, maybe both. We'll see. It's like that. Okay. So Sharon, maybe this is. Oh no, there's another person here. Maybe this will be a little full moon reading for you. But meanwhile, we could just chit chat. If you have any questions for me, you can ask me questions. Why am I wearing my Scorpio t-shirt? Is because nobody has dryers here. And this was the least wrinkled. I really wanted to wear just something else. Okay, Sharon, so should we just start the reading? Does that make sense to you? Yeah, let me just start the reading. I mean, this is, what I'm good at and what I do. So this is the full moon reading for the 14th, I believe, which I don't know what day of the week that is. Yes, perfect. I love a direct communication. All right. And I haven't really been, I've seen little blurbs of other YouTube video people, but I don't really like to see like what other people have to say. I don't want to influence it. You know what I mean? All right. So let's see what's going on for the collective for the full moon. I found a pretty picture. I put it up. All right. Let's see what's going on, Sharon. Okay. So we begin. The strategizer, right? So this one, so nights are always about action. And this night in particular, him and the sword guy really like, let's do it. And he's enthusiastic and he's got a strategy and he's got a plan and, he's ready. He's ready. And he's a redhead. So he's excited. So a strategy, a passionate strategy. And interesting, I get like, I mean, this is my eclipse card, but could also be a full moon card, right? So this is an energy. So like something that used to work that, that was satisfying, but it's no longer satisfying. I want something more. I'm going after more. So he's leaving this and he's going toward, right? I always feel like this is the spiritual calling. It's like, well, I'm going toward my dreams. I'm going toward the thing that's going to satisfy me. Okay, good. I mean, a full moon, good energy towards security. Because I've been really looking at things because this one has the energy of like a microscope of looking at things in detail and deciding where the money goes, where the money doesn't go, deciding what's the thing that makes me secure, but at the same time, also sort of keeping his cards close to his vest, right? Like not letting everyone in. He's sort of like looking at things from a practical point of view. Okay. And another four. So, fours are all about stability, and fours, so the fourth density is really about this plane. It's really, it's very practical. It's about what am I eating? How am I sleeping? How am I making my money? How am I paying my bills? What's practical? What's stable? Like that's the energy of the four. And I think you're looking really deep within as to what is it that makes me stable? What is it that brings me peace, that brings me harmony, that establishes me. Um, and maybe I'm going out to get more, right? Maybe I'm looking for new friends. Maybe I'm going out, right? I'm looking. I feel like what it feels like. Feels like I'm looking for my community. I'm looking for the people who make me feel. I don't know, stable, accepted, warm, loved. Oh, look at this. I'm going to establish something new. Maybe this is a new tradition. This could also be, like a spiritual community you're looking for. Hi, Beck, without the glasses. It's a good thing without the glasses. I can sort of see, sort of not. Um, he has inner vision too, this one. He also has inner vision. I always feel like, or she has like the third eye ignited. It's like I can foresee establishing something new. I can foresee being more stable. I can foresee being more in a sense of harmony. And, I'm willing to take the action toward that. Okay, nice. And 5 is change. Choices. Lots of choices, right? So let's see where the choices go. Let's see where the choices go. And it's a full moon Gemini. This is a card of Gemini. Interesting. Thank you, Miss Orchids. I love your name, Miss Orchids Garden. I'm so in love with your name. You have no idea. I told you I used to grow orchids. I think orchids would do really, really well here too. Do really well. The gift, the intuitive gift. Am I choosing to listen to my intuition? Am I choosing? This is what it is. Am I choosing to go after the thing that makes my heart sing? Am I choosing to go after the thing that is healing, that is intuitive, that I receive messages? Now we're going. Now we're going. I could feel it. Can you feel it? I wish I had like a whole production company. I'd have somebody making noises, and then I would have like all this silk that, of course, I dyed behind me. And, it's like they would know instinctively this is when to turn on the fan, and the fan would start blowing. Okay. Oh, complete transformation. Something, this is interesting. Something that used to make me feel safe doesn't make me feel safe anymore. But I'm going to use my experience and the energy and the what's left over in the garden. I'm going to use like the weeds and and the things that have dissipated. It's not the right word, in the garden, and use it and make it into fertilizer so that something new can come, because that's what the death card's about. It's about transformation of energy. It's not about death. It's about transformation of energy. So the energy is there. And so that energy that no longer, that has seen better days or has died or has transformed, I'm going to use that as fertilizer towards something new. Because what happens in this card, um, all they love the jungle. The orchids love the jungle. Um, I'm going to use that. So interestingly, um, the king is dead, right? So it's almost like the material is dead, but spirit lives. And then here is the new road. Here is the new road with the sun shining. So sometimes we have to allow, things that are dead and things that no longer work in our lives, we transform them. And it's almost like recycle. This is almost like a recycle, right? Into something useful, into something productive, into something fertile, into something, right? Giving and receiving. Lovely. Lovely. Like I was talking about earlier, this is about really being part of a community. And being part of a community doesn't mean like, oh, I'm just going to give money to this and this cause. And then it means receiving something as well. It means offering your friend help and your friend offering you help in exchange, right? You wash my back, I wash your back. So I met a guy here, not like that, but I met a friend, and he has a website, and he's working on, and he's good at marketing, and so we exchange information. So yesterday, really really close to where I'm staying, there's this whole street of amazing murals, amazing murals. So I went out. I don't know where my camera is, but I went out and I took pictures with a good camera. I can't figure out how to get them on the computer, but we'll work on it. So like I helped him with that. And then, he helps me with things. And, it's like that's what being a part of a community is. I help you, you help me, right? Right? I'll help you like go shopping and you help me learn Spanish or etc. Right? Hi Joe G. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I love making the videos. I love making the videos. I could just make videos all day long. I really could. And some people, they talk about, oh well, I'm empathic, and I really like to be by myself, and I don't really want to talk to anyone. And I really like being by myself. Don't get me wrong. I love being by myself. I'm my own best company, to tell you the truth. Um, but I ain't shy. That ain't part of the energy. Oh, I'm a wallflower. I'm not a wallflower. I have my moon in Leo in the 11th house. I kind of like it. What makes me feel comfortable. So let me show you the cards that we have so far, okay? Because we're going to go deeper. I have two knights. So both knights. Knights are about action. Whoops, let me do this. So it's about action, um, towards stability, towards what makes your heart sing, building a new, establishment. What's interesting too that I just realized? It's a full moon in Gemini, but tell me if I'm wrong. Um, I know Moon and Leo was great. I think that the North South node are in Scorpio, Taurus. If I'm not, I'm pretty sure. So that's what came up: the card of Scorpio and the card of Taurus. Hmm. So I guess I'm on the thing. So we have 1 6. We have perseverance. We have 2 4s, and that's and we have 3 6s. So okay, I have a plan and I have to persevere in it. And because sometimes it's like, well, you get to the last hurdle, and it's like, oh well, no, I don't know, it's not going to work anyway. I'm not going to do it. Like, no, no, no. You need to like gather your strength to transform the energy, right? Okay. Hi, Teresa. All right. So, we have choices here. It's like the choice is, how am I going to make myself more stable, and what are the actions that I have to take, and what's the community that I'm going to found or find. Archangel Michael's here. So pay attention to your intuitive gifts. Is it too dark? There's nothing, I mean, if I turn on that light, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's waiting for you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, yeah. You're planting new seeds. You're planting new seeds. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put this stick in the ground. You know how when you like replant a plant? It's like I'm gonna put this in there, and I'm gonna put soil around it, and it's gonna do what it does, right? And I'm gonna allow it to do what it does. Sometimes you need to give it water, sometimes you don't, like that. Talking about orchids. Um, yeah, so I feel like there's something new that's going to be established toward your security, toward feeling more part of a community. It's going to be toward establishing more stability, toward establishing more stability. Let's keep going. Yeah, you take full responsibility. Whimsy and I started to talk about this card. So, Whimsy was my past guest on Tarot Tuesdays, and we talked about the lovers. Whimsy really understands this card, in my estimation. Okay, I want to say hello to everybody. Hi, Brenda. Oh, you're welcome. So, if this is King Judah, if this is Judah, so Judah, I'm with you, Shiva. So Judah is the one. Joseph is the favored son, right? And everybody else, Joseph in the amazing Technicolor, right? And everyone's jealous naturally. He's the youngest. Everyone has been doing all this work all this time, and then this other one comes along, and he like becomes the fair-haired boy. And it's like, well, what do we chop liver here? So they decide that they want to like get rid of Joseph. Great, and then they're gonna kill him. And then Judah, who's the fourth oldest, says, let's put him in a pit. Maybe he'll live. And the other stories of Judah go on and on and on. And Judah is always like doing something that he's not supposed to do. I don't want to get into, because the other ones are about like sexually satisfying oneself. It just goes on and on. There's a lot there. Anyway, Judah is the one who basically does things that are not like, he makes mistakes and he says, I made a mistake. I made a mistake and I'm going to correct it. So that's the energy of this card. That's what makes him the king. That's why Judah is the lion and the salamander, because he transforms, because he's able to take responsibility for the things that he did. It's like, whoa, I messed that thing up. And he owns it. Can you imagine if a politician did that? Said, listen, we made this law. We really thought it was going to be the best thing. Obviously, it's not working. And so now we're going to change the law. Sorry, but we tried. It's like that. It's like really owning up. Or it's sort of like you're doing business with somebody and they can't make the appointment, and they let you know. It's like, listen, I know we had it 2:00, but can we switch to 2:30, or can we switch for tomorrow? Because I can't really be there. I have other responsibilities. I'm sorry, but I'm owning up. It's like, that's what he does. That's what he does. And sometimes when you meet somebody and everything's perfect, it's a little bit off-putting when somebody says, let's work something out. I'll take responsibility for my part. It's like, now I know I'm dealing with a real person. Got me? Oh, thank you. Thank you about the clouds. Thank you. Thank you. I put a lot into it. Okay. So I think that you're taking responsibility toward going toward your dreams, toward building a new tribe, toward building something new, toward taking the energy that's like not really working anymore and making it into something useful, right? Because that's what the transformation does. That it's a transmutation. Not like energy goes anywhere, right? It just changes. All right. In order to be more stable, in order to make money, in order to feel more secure, is something wrong with Sherry? Maybe if she does a reading with me, she'll feel better. Okay. Yeah, this is nice. And then the Knight. He's really interesting, this one. So, these are the two knights that move, right? And he is like sort of semi-moving, right? And then you have the other knight who always comes up on the station who doesn't really move. So, but this one, he, a lot of people, a lot of readers see this as like this negative card, like, because he could also symbolize like police or military or, something sort of violent, sort of like I'm ending something. But for me, I'm Mr. Positivity when I read. You know how it is? This is what I really believe, and this is how my life works, right? As I start doing and as I start making, that's where the information is. The information is in the doing. The information is in, I've got to get busy doing. It's kind of like you're in the middle of cooking. This is the way I cook. I'm in the middle of cooking, right? And then it comes to me, it's like, why don't you put cardamom in this? I think like if you put cardamom in it, it's going to liven the whole thing up. It's like that. It's like as you're working toward taking responsibility and working toward building something new and transforming, as that happens, that's when you get these insights. That's when you get these fresh new ideas. That's when you get these messages. And so I have him, and I also have him, right? So, this is like the inkling of it, and this is the message. So I think it's in the desire and in the action of establishing something new toward your security, toward, being more stable, right, on the earth. So, that could mean something to do with your home, something to do with your diet, something to do with, what you're doing physically every day. It could be like an exercise thing, could be like building some new sort of, like a new tribe. Like we kind of have a tribe here, right? Like there's tribes on YouTube, of people who think the same way or who see things the same way, right? So it's toward that maybe that you're gonna get some interior stability, that, and if you feel stable here, it mimics itself in the earth plane, right? Or it could be Miss Orchid's garden, people going out and buying lovely, lovely plants. It's a really simple thing, but I have plants in this apartment, which I'm really grateful for. But having plants and taking care of them and allowing them and nurturing them to grow is really like, it's like having children, or a pet. It's like, I'm taking care of you and you bring me nourishment and joy. It's like that. It's like that. So, but I think that this new growth that's happening could be, different for different people. Hello, human generic. It could be different for different people. So for some of us, it's going to be growing plants in the house. For some of us, it's going to be, maybe starting some sort of community garden. It could be, starting some sort of small business with somebody or with yourself. It's toward, stability is about more than money. Stability is about like, this is what I do at 12 o'clock every day. This is what I do when I wake up every day, right? I give myself the gift of eating lunch at 12 o'clock or something like that. Oh, and the fourth night. We have 4 nights now. This is an action energy. There's a real action. This is not about sitting in here. This is really about working toward, doing toward. 4 nights. 4. Toward your stability. So this has changed. So this is a really interesting card, right? So for me, the 5, all the 5s are all about, because, you know, the energy of the tarot in the minors is 1 to 10. 1 is about leadership, right? 2 is about choice. 3 is about creativity. 4 is about stability. 5 is about change. 6 is about perseverance. 7 is confidence. 8 is awareness. 9 is attainment, and 10 is completion. So the 5 is right in the middle. The 5 is like walking on a picket fence. Hi, Indigo Chrysalis Tarot. Blessings to everyone. The 5, all of the 5s are really about, there's a change, you know, afoot. And I'm walking on this strange picket fence, and I could decide, and you know, I'm not going to be able to maintain that balance forever, right? I'm just not. Like, yeah, I'm just not going to be able to maintain that balance forever, right? And so it's like, am I going to go into the past, or am I going to go into the future? Am I going to go into depression and nothing's going to work out, or am I going to go into everything, optimism, and everything's going to work out, right? So you see it really clearly in this card. Okay, here they are. They're not in good shape, right? So this is, you know, traditionally this is the card of unemployment, destitution, you know, vagabond, you know, it goes on and on. And they're not dressed right, which really, really gets under my skin. Yeah, because I have that Virgo rising. It's like, put on a hat, put on, you know, okay. Dress appropriately for the weather. So are they going to concentrate on, I'm freezing, it's snowing, I'm wearing rags, I'm looking down. But in the card, right here in the card, is if the perspective is changed, if you just do this and say, Spirit, help me, Spirit's right there. And you know, basically, so whenever a church shows up in any, it means spirituality. It means, you know, doesn't mean the church. It means spirituality. It means spirit. It means that, right? And the church shows up in many of the cards. There's an anchor here. The anchor is a symbol of hope, right? So if they just look up, it's like they've got clothes. They've got soup. I love soup. They have soup. So it's like, if I'm looking at like, oh, woe is me, oh, nothing's going to work out, I'm destitute, I'll always be destitute, then that's what I'm going to continue into. Or if I say, I need some hope here, I need some help here, I need some inspiration here, and you know, it's like the angels are saying, we were waiting for you. We were waiting for you. And so what this is crazy. It's like they actually have real silverware in there. Not, maybe not real silver, but real silverware, right? It's not plastic, right? It's like, oh, not only do they have soup, okay, this is what I'm getting. They don't only have soup, but it's actually like in like either ceramic or stoneware, right? With like a metal spoon. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking luxury, man. Now we're talking luxury. So in Mexico, a lot of the restaurants have this lunch special. Because I know most people are American, right? That follow me, like 90% or something. So the lunch special usually is agua fresca, which is like water with fruit. So it's always different. Sometimes it has watermelon or pineapple or lemon or cucumber or hibiscus or tamarind. Okay. And then you get a choice of 3. So the first choice is usually a soup. It's usually 1 of 3 soups or 2 soups. And then the second course is either rice or a salad, like a little tiny salad, or a pasta. And then the third is your protein. So it's either it's pork or it's beef or it's chicken or maybe sometimes turkey, not often. It's fish. And it's either fried or it's, you know, baked, or what it usually has a sauce. Sometimes it has some beans with it. And It's like 60 or 80 pesos. So you give them 100 pesos. It's $5 with the tip. It's $5 with the tip. It's a nice little lunch, I have to say. So usually I go out for lunch nearly every day. I think that's what the choice is. The choice, because this really comes down to it. The choice is, am I going to let what no longer works die and build something new, right? And get out of my own head of it's not going to work out? Or am I going to take action? Where are they? Where's the other night? Or am I going to take action toward your Mac will sleep soon? Oh, I better plug it in. I forgot, sorry. There. Toward what makes my heart sing and stability. Listen to the messages, build a community, because it's there already. I just have to reach out. I just have to reach out toward it. That's all I have to do. Toward what makes my heart sing. And, and transform my life. And I have everything I need. And I'm willing to take responsibility. I don't know where he is. The king is here somewhere, the other king. Oh, here he is, right in front of me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Blessings. Blessings. And I like your emoji. Is that a fox? Is that a fox or a kitty cat? It looks like a fox. It says something wrong. Thank you so much. Sylvia, thank you. Right? This is where it's at. Right? I'm the king of my own life. And kings is not about being a man. The king is about knowledge. The kings are about knowledge. The knights are about action, right? Queens are about patience. So queens usually mean like sit around and wait until it's the right time, but not the kings. The kings have that masculine energy, which is like that energy of movement, penetration. Let's go. Let's do. Got it. They're not sitting around making a plan. They're like, here's a plan. When are we starting? Right? And we also have this one, newness. All right. I could throw the whole deck. Yeah. I love this card. This is whistle while you work. This is about being in bliss. This is about being in bliss. This is whistle while you work. I'm doing what I love. I love what I do. I'm so into doing what I love that time stands still. And hello, Tammy. And hello, Shockwave. How is the weather? In Mexico, it's the same as always. It's about 80, 82 during the day, and then at night it goes down to about 57 or 59 or 55. Gets a little breeze. Yeah. So this is really being in your work and loving what you do. There's a real physical aspect to this. So this isn't just about like being a craftsperson, right? There's this aspect in this I love taking long walks. I love exercising. I love cleaning the house. I love ironing. I love knitting. I love, I don't know, eating chocolate. There's a physical aspect to this. And there's this energy of being in love in this plane, in your body, doing something in your body and losing yourself in it. In a lovely, this is really about being in the moment, being in the work. And he's so involved in the pentacle he's making, he doesn't even know how many he made. He just knows he's in the pentacle he's making and he's totally into it. He's totally, and as he continues to do it, he gets better and better, because he's going to get messages. He's like, well, if I bevel it a little bit, like there'll be more of a shadow, you know, or, maybe I can like paint it afterwards, like that's the energy. That's the energy. See, I love cleaning the house. Exactly. Exactly. We all love different things. And, that's the thing. The other thing about this one is like follow your bliss, right? Some people, like some people, like they hate doing the dishes, like they hate it, right? It's like, okay. And then some people kind of really like doing the dishes. And some people, like organizing that. And some people hate it. They hate it, So it's different for all of us because we're all different. And so, do that thing because it's in the action of that the ideas come, that the energy comes. It's really like being in the creative energy of being a creator, of being a child of God. Like some children like to make music, and some people, thank you, Jeffrey. And some people like to, listen to music, and some like we're all a little bit something, right? Like I love to talk, obviously. I love to do this. I love to paint. I love to take long walks. But there are other things. It's like, some people are like, oh, I really like doing my own laundry. If I never had to do laundry again, that would be maybe very happy. If somebody came and picked up my laundry every day and then, took it away and did whatever they, like, I ain't got no problem with that. But, some people really like it. And, who doesn't love chocolate? Oh my God. Oh my God. And I hate cleaning the house. I would invite you to move in, but then the house wouldn't be clean and all we'd be doing is eating chocolate. I need somebody who loves to clean the house and hates chocolate, so all the chocolate is mine. That's what I need. I need my opposite, right? That's what I need. And I love to decorate too. I'm so happy that everyone's saying, like, this is what I love to do. It's like name and claim what it is you love to do, and then go out and do it. And then go out and do it. Like that's the message. That's the message. Name and claim what you love to do and go out and do it. I have a friend who is an engineer, and he's a civil engineer. He does budgets. So he has to figure out how much steel they need for a project. He has to figure out like the lay of the land and how much gravel they need. And he has to figure in, certain amounts going to be wasted. He has to figure in the money for transportation. It's really, really complicated. And for me, it's like, oh my God, that sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like swimming around in vomit or something. It's like, oh, but he loves it. But he loves it. He's like, oh, I really love my job. I really doing the numbers. And he's showing me these calculus things. It's like, I barely passed geometry. And he's totally into it. So, and it's wonderful because that's what makes us so fascinating as humans, like the ants, like they got their job and like that's all they can do, right? Like I'm a worker ant, I'm a this ant or I'm a that ant. With us, it's like, well, I like to do this and you like to do that. It's what makes it the whole thing so fascinating because then you go find someone. It's like, oh, I really love to fix that stuff that's broken. I really love to take stuff that's broken and throw in the garbage. That's what I like to do. So it just makes it like, I don't know, for me, kind of joyful. And as I'm speaking, there is a dove sitting on like the telephone wire, sort of like sending me messages. I feel like Noah. Oh, she's gone. The doves are very small here. They're like mourning dove. So in New York, the mourning doves are like almost the size of a pigeon. Here, they're very, very small. I think they're also a morning dove, but they're much more compact. Thank you, Jeffrey. I hear you. Where in Manhattan do you live? Hello, Angie. Oh, hi, Angie. Hi, Angie. And did I say hello to Tammy? I don't know if I said hello to you already. Jeffrey, I used to live in Hell's Kitchen. I don't know if I'm going back. It's such a long story. If you go to the beginning of the video, I'm talking to my friend the lawyer because the landlord isn't doing anything. Don't ask. Yeah, me too, Gene. Me too. You could check out my Instagram. I try to upload on Instagram every day. My Instagram is also Ripecolor, and it's Viva Mexico for the past 3 months. And I try to make it colorful because the name of it is Ripecolor, right? The name is Ripecolor. So, sometimes I get a great black and white photo, or just shadows. It's like, oh, this would be a great photo. But it's like, yeah, but it's not colorful enough. So I always try to do color. That's what I focus on. Yeah. The way, this is what I have to say, actually. This is what I think I have to say all the time. The way forward I think this is the way forward for the earth. I know this might sound a little bit, I don't have to judge. The way forward is joy. The way forward is joy. It's really easy to get caught up in this isn't working, that isn't working, this is effed up, this is effed up. We know. We know. We all know, right? My life isn't perfect. My leg hurts, my best friend is cheating. My husband is cheating with my best friend. Right? My outfit doesn't fit like it used to. Whatever. And the way to really discover, this is my opinion, right? The way to really discover yourself and to discover the world within and the world without is through joy. So that's what this card is about. It's through joy. So find that joy and exercise that joy every day. Every day. Do something that brings you joy, right? That's the action of the month. That's what's going to make you more stable in yourself, right? That's what this is about, right? He's going to find more joy. He's going toward the 9, right? This is the 8. He's going toward the 9 is the wish card. And there's nothing wrong with none of the cups are overturned. Everything is fine. But he's like, I want more. I want more. It's kind of like everything was perfect. You had a lovely meal, right? And you went and you came home and and then it's like, you know what? I think I want another slice of cake. I think I want another slice of cake. So I'm gonna go get one because it makes me happy. It's like that. It's like that. And I think that's what I'm encouraging everyone. And I think maybe that's what the moon is about. It's like, what can I do? And honestly, this whole situation, like with the fire and all the twists and turns that I've been through since I'm in Mexico, learning so much about myself and the world, and what's important to me, what's not important to me. The whole energy and the whole lesson has been: am I holding love for myself? Am I holding? How can I hold more love for myself? What can I do to love myself more? What can I do to love myself more? What does that mean? And it means different things for different people, right? Is it really important that I be alone, right? Is it really important that I eat well? Is it really important that I have loving relationships, that I have laughter, that I have music? See, for me, there's an energy here, even though Mexico has its problems, just like every other place has its problems. There's a lot of really poor people here. People are selling everything on the street. It's really, um, it's a real reality dose, right? Am I coming back to New York this year? I don't know. I don't know. I only have 180 days here, um, and I have to come back in September. But my ultimate plan is to live here. That's my ultimate plan. There. So what I was saying, so there's there's a lot of deep poverty here, but everyone's not everyone, but all like there's an energy here of I'm resilient. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to eat, to survive, and it's not angry and it's not aggressive. It's there's a certain humility to it, and there's a certain I don't know acceptance of it. But aside from all that, people dance on the street. People sing on the street. There's a sense of joy here that is so um, that nourishes me in a way that I can't begin to describe. It's just so full of hope and optimism and forward and simple and lovely, and people have been so kind and so warm and so accepting and so welcoming. I, I feel like I'm home. I feel, hello, Jean. Um, so, uh, you know, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm loved here. I feel loved. And the other thing is that because, um, everything changes here moment to moment, I got to tell you, but because of the weather, trees are always blooming, flowers are always blooming. It's really green. It's really green. I mean, it's an enormous city, but it's really, really green, and it feeds me. It makes me feel comforted. It makes me feel comforted. So that's the energy that I feel here, and there are a lot of things that are really different than they are in um, the States and in New York. There's not the level of convenience, there's not the level of service, but it just feels right. Yes, I think you're right, Tammy. I think you're right on the money. They're not so much about material things. I mean, yes, they are, and they're not. Because they sell everything on the street. You have no idea. They're more about love and family. Yeah, yeah. That's what it is, and it makes me feel like I'm home. It makes me feel like I'm part of something. It makes me feel nourished and cherished and beloved. That's how I feel here. I feel beloved, and I don't even know that many people. That's just how I feel when I'm here. That's how I feel, and it's kind of like how sometimes you have a friend, and then they go, oh, I'm so in love with someone, and then you meet the person that they're in love with, and you're like, what do they see in them? It's like I don't really understand, and but to each their own. So it's kind of like that. So some people will understand it, and some people won't understand it, and it's like it's okay. You understand it, you understand it. You don't understand it, you don't understand it. It doesn't matter to me, but it just feels right to me. So I'm doing whatever I need to do, and I'll continue to do whatever I need to do in order to stay here because I, I feel, I know I belong here. I belong here. It's as simple as that. And, I still have things to work out in New York. I still have things to work out. And I might not be able to stay here from now on indefinitely. I don't think I will, but that's what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm shooting for. So that's the energy. Yes, Tammy, exactly. Yes, I am. I am very lucky, Gene. And I thank you above the clouds. That's how I feel. Well, then, human generic, maybe start a channel and see what it is that makes you feel. I seascape. I said it correctly. See what makes you feel loved and honored and beloved, and do more of it. Even if it's a little thing in your apartment, even if it's growing a plant, maybe it's getting a dog, maybe it's going for long walks, maybe it's like involving yourself in your community. So, it's interesting, because in the United States we have so many laws about everything, right? So here, like the neighborhood I'm in, it's all right. It's not great. It's all right. So outside there are these big trees, but everything is grown. It's like, what do you call it? Like it's almost like this, and it's full of soil, and it's really big, and there's a big tree, and then this is sort of empty, and like this is the kind of place. It's like you can go and buy plants and just put them in, and like if you did that in New York, it's like, oh, you broke the law, bro, and you're going to get a $500 fine for like making the place more beautiful. I've seen it, believe me. So here it's like, yeah, just add to it, like whatever. Just go buy some succulents and put them in the ground. Easy, you know what I mean? So you know find the thing that makes your heart sing. I feel like we all need to be more like children, right? So toward and then you hear them screaming outside. So when I a few blocks from here is like a big subway station, but like there's the few blocks getting there is like there's like prostitutes, homeless people, the whole thing. They're like defecating on themselves, all this. And so I'm walking there like a night or two ago. I was walking home or I was walking out. I don't know what I was doing. And, like there are children playing amongst the prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? It's like the children are playing among the homeless people and the prostitutes, and they're having a good time. They made like a sled. It was like a plastic thing you'd carry water on or something, and one put the other one in it. And they attach a string and they just drag in the other one. And it's like, how children, you give them buttons and they can make something of it. I feel like we all need to find like those buttons or whatever it is, that little thing that brings you joy, and just do more of it. Just do more, like make the time to like, jump in a puddle and like finger paints and, play with your food and, like that, like that. Like that's the energy. Like that's what I feel like the energy is. The energy is sort of like, okay, yeah, we know things are like sort of messed up, but what is it in my life that can bring me joy, that I can, feel like, you know, carefree, carefree. Like, can you give yourself 5 or 10 minutes a day or an hour a week of being carefree, right? Like when a kid is making that mud pie, right? They know they're not going to eat it. They take bugs and they take leaves and dirt and stones and, sticks and I don't know, grass. Maybe like some grasshopper got stuck and they eat grasshoppers here. Uh, you know, and it's like the joy is in, making it, right? The joy is in saying, oh, I'm going to have all the royalty over them. We're all going to eat like these delicious mud cakes together. It's like that. I think that's what we all need to tune into. I really do. I really think like that's what we need to all to tune into. Whatever that is, thing is that makes you really happy. Yeah. You have a cat rescue. That's cool. Well, then, commune with the animals. See what they have to say. Make some weird videos of having them talk. That would be fabulous. I love those. I love those kind of videos. Do you remember the one that they used to do on the honey badger? That was such a brilliant video. So make little videos of it. You know what I'm saying? Make it fun. Be like a kid, right? Be like a kid. I've never been to Oregon. I've always been fascinated with going to Oregon because it's so green, but I've never been there. I remember once, because I grew up on the East Coast, so I always think like cities are closer together because like New York to Philadelphia is 2 hours. New York to DC is like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, give or take, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So it's like, it's kind of manageable. And then I wanted to go from San Francisco, and I was like, oh well, I'll just take a bus up to Portland. And it was like 12 hours. It was like, oh, I didn't realize like the states were so big. As you go west of the Mississippi, the states get really big. And like Delaware, New Jersey, and Rhode Island, Connecticut, they're like you could just drive through them. It's like, whatever. I mean, New York State is pretty big, but a lot of the other ones are like, well, no big deal. But I didn't realize how big it was. But I'm going to get up to the Pacific Northwest one of these days. I was supposed to do a video today, but then I had to reschedule it because I have another Turo Tuesday coming up, which will be up this coming Tuesday. I'm going to discuss the chariot. I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's a big secret. And then it's canceled, and then I have other things. So it was like, let me go on a live and do a little full moon thing. So what? So then paint. Then paint. Even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's like a little piece of paper this big, like that's it. Just paint. Do what it is that brings you joy. That's my little thing for the month, for the full moon. And then, like the July reading will be do what it is that makes you miserable. Let's see what it is to make us most miserable. '70s disco music. I'm way too young to know what that is. I know. So there was like a dollar store in New York. It was like a little bit above a dollar. It was called Jack's 99 cent. And I could always get like you could get vinegar, you get salt, and you could get. I used to get like little plastic things to dye, things like that. Tinfoil, napkins, whatever. Sometimes they would have some like a really good price on cookies or something. Anyway, they always used to play disco, right? So I think I would spend the time in there. I don't even think I was there to buy. I was there to walk around with my little basket and sing every song. You know what I mean? Yeah. And um, I'm going to take dancing lessons here. I mean, not right yet because I have to establish some other things here. But I'm going to take dancing. People dance on the street. And, they have all these places and all these parks and all these corners a certain day that someone brings like a boom box basically, and people dance and people of all ages dance, and it's so I can't tell you how happy it just fills me with so much joy to see people just enjoying their lives, and I want to be part of that. I want to live in that. That's what I want. That's what I want. And um, I'll tell you something really interesting also. So, if you haven't figured it out, I'm a big old queen. So you'll see people dancing, and they dance this. It's sort of this traditional dance. From what I understand, it was like the really poor people. It's sort of like salsa, but not. It's slower. but it's still like, you're doing like this and you twirl, but there's a little hop to it. It's interesting. And so, you see people dancing. Some of them are in their 50s, their 60s, their 40s, even older. There's like a couple that's like in their 70s that do it every week, maybe even older. They might even be in their 80s. So there's like some straight guy doing it, and he's like Mr. Straight Guy, great. And then the queens show up, right? So like the queens show up, and then the straight guys start dancing with the queen. It's like, you can dance, I can dance, let's dance. It's like, really? Really? And it's like a heavy duty macho society, but it's like, that the guy is straight. It's not like, oh well, he left his dance partner because he saw some gay guy come along, and now this. It's like they're just dancing. It's like, oh, isn't that sweet? It's like, well, you can dance, I can dance. I like this song, you like this song. She doesn't want to dance, he doesn't want to dance. Let's dance. Isn't that nice? Isn't that isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? To me, that's really beautiful. To me, that it's almost like, how little kids are. How little kids are, like really little, like 4 or 5. It's like okay, well, even though like I don't really like Jimmy, because he's a little mean or he's a little loud or he looks funny or whatever. If all the other kids don't really want to like finger paint with me and Jimmy does, okay, like that. That's the way it feels. It's sort of like there's not this, how when we get this is, as adults, it's like, well, this person is like that and I have no time or room for them because they're like that, and they belong to that group. It's just like, who cares? Okay, so me, like I might like to wear certain kind of clothes and you like to wear a different kind of clothes, but we both like to, I don't know, roller skate together. So we roller skate together. It's like that. That's the way it feels. So that's my little message. My little message is, have fun, do what you love, bring more joy into your life. The other thing is, just as a collective, and then I'll shut up because I've been on for like over 100 minutes. The other thing is that the more joy that I experience and that I go after, right? So if I'm a soul in the universe, right, as we all are, and then all the souls fit into a certain, I don't know, bowl, the more souls that are experiencing joy, the more they're going to infect the other souls that are experiencing joy, right? Because there are plenty of souls that are not experiencing joy, they're experiencing misery and heartache and fear and anger and disappointment and la 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 la. So it's like, if I can tune into some joy and I could bring more joy and emanate and radiate more joy, then I'm probably going to affect like the one next to me who's sort of like, maybe they're in the middle. They're like, well, I don't really know what to feel. So it's like, well, you can either, go with the depressed ones over there, or you can come and play mud pie with me. Or let's both try to hula hoop because neither one of us can. You want to do that? And then we'll have some ice cream. Roller skating. Yeah, but I think Tammy, I think we all are equal in our own way. I mean, we're all different, we're all the same, but we're all, I think, you know, I have to find the thing that I have in common with the guy or the girl that I don't like. So it's like, because it's like, I just want to be friends with everyone. Why can't we just be friends? I mean, you don't have to be my best friend. I might not invite you over for dinner, but it's like, You say hello, you say hello, I say hello, and then maybe every so often we'll get together and finger paint, you know? Yeah, it is. It's about the energy of love. And that's a thing that I feel here, and that's why I want to stay here. It just feels like love. That's my experience. I'm not saying other places don't have that energy. I'm not saying that at all. But for me, this, it's kind of like, okay, you know me and my metaphors. And this and indigo, you'll get this, right? You have to be careful of the soil that you use for the not indigo orchid. You have to be right, like the succulents. They like a little sandier soil. They don't really want that much water. And then other plants, it's like I need water every day. I need a lot of fertilizer. So, we all have to find the soil that our particular plant belongs in. Some of us need more sun, some need less sun. Some like to grow near other plants, some don't, right? Some of us have little spiky things, and some of us only bloom once every 100 years. It's like that. So find your soil, be happy in your soil, ground in, and then be the flower of joy that you are. I can't believe how optimistic I am. If you knew the story of my life, it's like, how does this guy come up with so much optimism? What happened was I started to actually really, really, really get in touch with spirit, and I allowed the greater part of myself to come through. That's what happened. I'll tell you the whole story one day. Anyway, um, yes, it does, Gene. It does, Gene. And I don't really want to live like that today. And I don't, I was flipping through Instagram. I belong to Instagram because I could see pretty pictures, and I saw a bit of news about all the shootings and stuff yesterday. And I was like, it's just it makes me so sad. And it just makes me so sad. Can you imagine? You're just walking down the street, there's shooting. It's like, like, what? Oh, I went to the mall to go buy a pair of jeans and some ice cream, and someone had a gun. What? I thought you're supposed to carry around gum, or it's very sad. So, anyway, find your joy. We can go down that road, and it's like, I think that the way through is just my personal thing. Is like my finding the joy in me and expressing it and radiating it as best I can, as often as I can, infects everyone and infect and affects and has an effect. How do you like that? Um, on my life, on everyone around me, and that's my job. That's my job, right? So this is my message, and this is the full moon reading for Gemini. Well, for June, for all of us in Gemini. And go check out the rest of the video. And blessings to you. And I will be back. The dailies are up. The weeklies are coming up. So I do weekly for the collective, but I also do weekly for members. Membership is $2.99 a month. Membership really helps me out. And blessings, blessings, blessings. And I will get on my, making more videos tomorrow. And I'll see you all soon. And thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for being members. I offer one-on-one readings. The information is on my page. I have astrology t-shirt. I'm supposed to do all that stuff in the beginning, but I don't. Anyway, blessings to you. Thank you for being here. and I will see you all soon. Bendiciones.